Hey there, and welcome to the Call of Cinema. I am Aaron, and this is the next day in the 31 Days of Horror. So rather than doing a regular, okay, this is this film for the day, well, you guys know me. Hey there, Deathbound. I don't do a regular anything, do I? That's something you've kind of come to know right now. Um, that Hey there, Amy. Hey, Vanessa. Wise men believe only in lies. Tales from the Unexpected. Which, by the way, hey Daniel, which Daisuke did a video on. One of my favorite shows of all time is Tales from the Unexpected, and I've never done a video on it. So make sure you check out Daisuke. Happy fantastic day. Thank you, Brian. It is here. For once, I've kept all the packing peanuts and everything in, as you can see. Hey there, Dan. Welcome. So we are going to look at this here together. You want to do the shark first or the shark last? You want to know what color shark I got? For those that don't know, Severin Films put out a Cruelest bundle, which had a bunch of stuff on it. Want the shark first? All right, let's do it. I'll put it down here. I know now which color it is. The fancy shark. Getting there, Alan. When I get on vacation, I feel a bit better. But this definitely helps out. So sticky, this tape is. Okay. I know it's just a cheesy little thing. Hey there, Videodrome. But, I am so stoked over this. So as you can see, it's the gray. So the more authentic one. The blue one is cool too. It kind of looks like Jabberjaws, so I do like that aspect of it. So, there you go. For those that didn't pick it up. Hey there, Sardis. And for those that thought, hey, you know, it's just, I can buy a shark tie anywhere. You may be able to buy a shark tie anywhere, but you can't buy this shark tie anywhere. It's the Cruel Jaws blood-soaked shark tie, which probably is still available on Severin, actually. So, unless it was like exclusive to the bundle, which I don't know. If it's not, I might buy the blue one down the road. Hey there, Scudder. Hey there, Christine. Did you buy this bundle too? So, we'll get into the swag first, and then we'll get into like the other stuff. Oh, this does it have that book smell? Oh, it does have that book smell. I love it. So this is Cruel Jaws, the novelization. Uno cards, yeah. Which, by the way, Brian unboxed the book and the movie over there on his channel. So let's look in. So yeah, it's actually, when we're looking at a book, we're talking about like actual, like they weren't joking. So here we go. Let's read the first line of Cruel Jaws. As a writer, there's one thing I can tell you when you're writing, is whenever you're writing something, you want to catch them in the first paragraph. Because if you don't get them in the first paragraph, they're, read the last line. It was Thursday night, which meant Ramon would normally be sitting on his couch, beer in hand, watching the wrestling matches on TV. Maybe later, if the beer hadn't killed the urge, he would take a spin through the pay-per-view channels and see if there's anything worth. Well, we'll stop her right there, cause well, it is it gets kind of raunchy. Right there. So I'm actually very excited to read this. Do I think? Yeah, for like a paperback novel. My God, yes. It's 274 pages long. Well, see, I blush, Vanessa, because I am but a babe in the woods. You ready for this? Oh, I'm sorry for this. I'm going to pick up these peanuts. Okay. So, it is Cruel Jaws. See, I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this here was going to say Sharkmania on it. But it says Cruel Jaws. Which I like, but I'll be honest, Sharkmania would have been a better bet. But I'm guessing they were worried about copyright issues. Seriously, you're putting a Cruel Jaws and you're worried about copyright issues? I don't think so. I'm not sure why they changed it, but initially this was Sharkmania. I'm a little disappointed in that, actually, although I do love the Cruel Jaws thing. I would have preferred Sharkmania on this. I'm not going to lie to you. I did check the other side. There's no Sharkmania there at all. And here is the toilet seat, which, by the way, will be going on my toilet. Well, the downstairs toilet, anyway, in Morocco. This is adorable. I love this. I am so glad I got this. I second guessed myself on this one so much, by the way, because I wasn't sure in a couple of the films. So as usual, we get the Severin Intervision stickers. You're missing out on cool stuff. Alright, so I'm going to put you over there. We're going to get to the films in a second, which is what a lot of people come here for. And not just my charming personality, but let's open up the YouTube here because I'm missing your messages. Hey there, Dave. Hey, Jason. Hey, Mike, wait a minute. I'm looking at yesterday's. Yep, it says good night. Okay, there we go. Now let's open up today's. Hey, Coach. So, are you ready for? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to cover up some stuff on this artwork. Are you ready to see the films? Well, first we'll start off with Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Not gonna lie, I really, really like this cover. Want to see the inside? See the other artwork on these films? Yeah, you gotta heavily censor some of this stuff. Especially from, like, for me. For I am but an innocent babe in the woods. And I am so... Oh. Let's get to the comments because we know what happened. An ad came up and blocked all you guys' comments. One of the better cannibal films, really. I'm not a huge fan of cannibal films, but I was going to do a day of cannibal films this year. So when Severin puts out their releases, they put out like basically a retail friendly edition. So this is a retail friendly edition. I gotta say, I do love this artwork. Feature-wise on this film, we got a Valley Boy interview with actor Microcephaly, Lost in Brazil interview with co-writer Dino Ciacci, who of course is being interviewed in the latest Rue Morgue magazine. A deleted and extended scenes reel, trailer, Italian credits. So this looks actually pretty cool. According to Blu-ray.com, hey Danuch, welcome. Man, it's been a while. Pretty damn entertaining, possibly even brilliant. It's a film that only could be directed by an Italian during the 80s. So, oh my God. Let's open it up, see the inside artwork, if I can get this. Why did he put stickers on this? I mean, this isn't a retail copy. It's obviously. It's not going to a store. These like top stickers, you really don't need them. They're so sticky. So, okay, it's covered there. So, there's the disc. There is, wow, there is an alternate artwork. So I'll show you that. Yeah, like Cruel Jaws was definitely the one that was mentioned. Like, you know, it was obviously, you know, the big one for the set. But they put a hell of a lot of work into all these. Somebody got the shipping notes. So some people got their Friday 13 box sets, depending on where they got it from. The new check, I got mine from Amazon, so mine's probably coming last. Okay, now the next film is the one I wasn't sure about. The one that kind of was had me iffy on whether I was going to get the bundle or not. But I went with it anyway. So, still not overly impressed with the slipcover, but I do... actually, I like the back slipcover better than the front. So this is Primitives, which, as you can probably tell, it's a cannibal film. And there's the back. So this one has like a very famous, well, for a lot of you, for some of us here, it'll be very famous. It's gonna an early role by Barry Primo is in this one. Primo's in this one. Probably under his real name, actually. Before he was doing all those cool movies that Mondo Macabro put out. Those action films. So, it's definitely a cool slipcover. And this is probably a bit more brutal than like the outside, than the other one. Feature-wise on this film, we got an interview with Primitive's producer, Gope T. Santani. Way Down in the Jungle Deep, interview with screenwriter Imam Tantawi. I apologize if I get the names wrong. Trailer and alternate title sequence. What sold me, like to grab this one for sure, was one thing. I want to collect all the video nasties. And this baby right here is one of the video nasties. So there is alternate artwork here as well. Like complete alternate artwork too. I gotta be... Can I show that? Let me just see. I gotta make sure I can show that. Yeah, he's wearing the leaf. Okay, good. There you go. You can see it has very unique artwork on the other side under a completely different name. Am I a fan of that? I'm not a fan, really, honestly, Brian, of like a lot of like the cannibal films. I am collecting all the video nasties. So whenever a new one comes out with a good edition, I do try to grab it. I would like to have a complete collection of video nasties, and even the cannibal ones. And I'm like not a huge cannibal person fan, but I'm a completist. And is there animal cruelty in this one? I hate when that happens. See, I will like fast forward through those scenes. So hopefully there's not too much of that in this one. I really don't like that aspect. Hey there, Sumo. So that's two. Let's go to the third one. The one you guys have been waiting for. The one with that special slipcover, which I hope you guys got because I'm so happy to have this slipcover. Oh, yes. I love that it has the actual name. In Blood-O-Vision. Cruel Jaws is a film that, not gonna lie, it's wonderfully just Italian in the way that it lifts and takes things. It just weaves and just grabs things from other things. Star Wars music, we'll take some of that. Jaws footage, we'll take some of that. Uh, Plot lines from other films, scenes from other Italian shark films. We'll just grab some of that. It's a hodgepodge of greatness. That's what Italian cinema is when it comes to this genre stuff. So I got your 3D glasses we went to see, and oh, that's so cool, man. But again, I'm gonna put this up there one more time. This is amazing looking. Hey there, Cinema Dave. Jaws 5. Which November's there for the PS5. I missed the pre-order on that one. So mine is probably going to come in like January. That's when I'm going to get mine. So here is the alternate artwork, which is nice, but I'm gonna say this right now. This is awesome. This is nice. Cool. All right. This is awesome. So I hope you guys were able to grab this when the slipcover was there, because hell yeah, it was worth it. Cinema Dave, do you have Cruel? You got to get Cruel Jaws. It's so awesome. What you mean, Bruno Mattei? It's this William Snyder guy. Totally a legit person. So, features on this one, which are hilarious, by the way. Where a boat turns into a shark. There's potential video drone. The Great White Way, a study in shark exploitation with Rebecca McKendry. So Rebecca McKendry is an amazing, I think someone that Brian knows actually. She knows her aquatic horror better than anyone else. So if I was to say if I wanted to learn anything about aquatic horror, Rebecca McKendry, she's kind of the queen of that. That's was one of the reasons that I wanted to grab this. I'm a huge fan of hers. She used to work for Fangoria magazine. Then she went on to she did a podcast for a while. She did a couple podcasts. She still does one actually, and she did she worked for Blumhouse as well. So I pretty much followed her career and Elric's actually along the way, because I'm big fans of both of them, and Brian knows them both. Hey there, Mark. Tentacles, I got that one over there, actually. I love that film. But let's put this back in a sexy slip. Wait, features. Oh, the other features. These things get made. Interview with actor Jack Culligan, trailer. But what's on here, what you need to know is that there's not just one version of this film. No, 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 no. See, there are two versions of this film. There is the original version of this film, and there's the Snyder Cut, which is a pretty awesome that Severin is putting out a Snyder Cut before HBO Max does. Except their Snyder Cut is Bruno Mattei, aka William Snyder, cut of Cruel Jaws. And of course, there's the Justice League one. I'm not going to pick any favorites here, but I'm going to say right now, this here, this might be the better Snyder Cut. Could very well be. Cinema Dave, if you do not have this, I can't remember if you told me you had this or not. You need to get this. Look at this. Look how sexy this is. Definitely grab it on the sale rag, man. It's such a fun film. This is one I have seen. What's really awesome, oh yeah, years ago I turned down, but not in a great copy, like on VHS. But it was cool, and it's fun, and it's it takes a lot from a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not even joking. It really, really does. I would love to see some of that MGM stuff come out. I am like, I like two of the three slipcovers are fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, the primitive slipcover is kind of meh. That's probably the least looking, but like Severin has pretty much been spot on when it comes to the slipcovers. They've been excellent. Primitives really doesn't. Hey Nathan, welcome man. Congratulations on your Hammer set, which I haven't got a chance to watch that because I just got to work. Nathan just got the Hammer Volume 1 from Indicator, which is a really cool, sexy set. And watch Maniac, Nathan. I actually really like Maniac. I'm a huge Corinne Matthews fan, so that helps. But if you have not seen it, Nathan, Jaws 5. Vanessa, have you met Nathan? Just, just say. Okay. All right. Jaws 5, which I actually love this. Definitely, it'll be a good one to go with their killer crocodile like double feature, which I got. Primitives, I'm iffy on this, but it fills in a place. Hey there, Kubrick, into my Jaws 5. Nathan, you gotta see it, man. It is pretty cheesy. It's fun. There's a guy that I'm not sure if you watch wrestling or you ever watch wrestling, but there's a guy there who's kind of a Hulk Hogan lookalike, and he wears a bandana and everything. Um, and of course, this cover here, which I do have to censor in case little kitties come in. Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, which is kind of a cannibal one, like two, but it's much more of a straightforward action cannibal one as opposed to Primrose, which I think is the only like cannibal one that was done through done here. Well, with this company anyway. But this has Michael Sipkow in it, and I'm a big Michael Sipkow fan. I like his stuff. So it'd be interesting to check that out. Cruel Jaws, though, this is the one. This is something I've been waiting for ages. I was super excited back when Shout Factory announced that they were going to put it out, and I think they're going to put it as a double feature. Um, but I'm glad they didn't, because if they did, we never would have got this. Because no way in hell would they have. They would have just called it Cruel Jaws. There would have been no Jaws 5 like slipcover. There definitely would have been a book. What's my favorite Jaws film? Well, it's hard to beat Jaws. It is one of the great Jaws films of all time. Or start from one, okay? Uh, see, I don't know. I got to rewatch this one. It might be this one. But as for the actual legitimate sequels, then I got to go with part two. Oh, well, Amy, I got to go with part two. We still have Rush Rider in it. We still get like some pretty good effects. You get the guy from Christine in it as well, and of course Stefano De Mira from Days of Our Lives. Joseph Mascolo is in Jaws 2, so you gotta love that. Roman Brady. I want to see more of this. I want more of these. This is the type of feature of bonus that I want to see showing up in in uh in kits. Whether it's a new novelization of an old film, maybe an old attempt. Can you imagine if they did Patrick Still Lives, the novelization? I would have loved that. I would have had to buy that too. My better half would have killed me, but I would have had to buy that as well. There's like a. I was going to read another passage from this one here, but if any of you've read this, you're probably going to know why I didn't read another passage from this one here. Which Jaws is your favorite, Nathan? I'm actually kind of curious. Everybody tell me their favorite Jaws film, not including Cruel Jaws, because that makes it too hard. I do not want to like tip the scales and everybody say Cruel Jaws at once. So we'll know what your favorite Jaws film is. excluding Cruel Jaws and original Jaws. You only seen the first. Okay. Oh, then you got to see the rest. Two is really fun. If you buy three on Blu-ray, I'm not sure if you got a 3D TV or not, but it's on. The actual bonus is number three. It comes with 3D, which is really fun. Number four is the one where the shark goes into a different ocean because he's chasing the wife. Because, you know, this time it's personal. Like, out of everything here, I cannot stop looking at this. You've not seen any Jaws? Not even the first one, Vanessa? Jaws 4D. I love that scene from Jaws where it's like, from Back to the Future, where it's like, yeah, the shark still looks fake. Oh, you got to see it because it's so good. And I mean, I went to see it in a drive-in recently, and I was like, you know, I've seen Jaws like not too long ago. Am I going to be able to like sit through it again? Is it going to be okay? Is it going to stand up? Like, I was after watching Back to the Future, like it was a double feature, and I was like pretty tired. And then Jaws came on. And I'm like, you know, I'm not quite sure. Hey there, Jer. And it was like I was transfixed. Like, it is so good. Hey there, middle of media. Welcome. Still enjoying the hunting stuff. Tell me you picked up this. And I sat there and I watched it. And I got to the sequence in the film, which I think is a lot of people's favorite scenes, is when the guys are in the boat and they're sitting around and they're talking. And then Robert Shaw's character, he starts in, and you find out exactly why he hates sharks so much. And it's enthralling and it's fascinating. And it's just such a good scene. It is one of the best written like conversations in cinema history. In my opinion, I'm gonna go on that. I'll go on that hill. Trust me, Vanessa. Watch this. This is hands down one of the greatest scenes of all time. Cinema Dave will tell you he's a shark fan. Am I going to pass my water gun afterwards? Not quite sure. I better have a kill me if I squirt it right now. Halloween and Jaws double feature. Good double feature. I would have liked to have gotten their September bundle as well. I just couldn't afford it. They had like Patrick Still Lives, and they had the alternate like Third Mother's film, Black Cat, and of course there was Shock Treatment, the Alain Delon film, which I'm very intrigued by. I'm hoping to get those like during this. Well, they'll probably be full price during the sale, won't they? But I'll still probably grab them anyway. Because where I've already got the November, like I've already got the Black Friday stuff from, like I pre-ordered it from Vinegar Syndrome. It kind of like I can like take a load off a bit. I can breathe a bit during Black Friday. So if like 7 ounces a big bundle or like a cool bundle that's not like too expensive, I can probably bam, there you go, get them both. Or because I just got to get one VSA release, which is Spellcaster, which Adamant. Yeah, see, it's got to happen. There you go. If you get Cruel Jaws, Nathan, get the book. I know Vanessa would get the book because Vanessa's a reader. And this, Vanessa, is literature. Let's see if I can find a passage that I can read from Cruel Jaws. Here we go. Max was thrown against the railing. The air got knocked out of him, and maybe he'd had a bruise to show for it. But it had been worse. Nonetheless, he turned around to face the big dumb elephant who'd done it. Some obese tourist in a roll-tied t-shirt with sweat stains under the armpits. Max punched the fat buyer right in the nose. Fuck it. I was always more of an Auburn guy anyway. You're welcome. It's like Masterpiece Theater. There you go. Classics like here, like this. Okay, you ready? I don't think I can do a British accent, which is sad because Vanessa, I studied acting for years. Um, Save your breath, Romeo. Vanessa grabbed his hand. Vanessa? um, it's not your conversation skills I'm interested in. Come on, or I'll grab your Jamaican friend instead. I'm shocked. All right. There you go. Cruel Jaws, Primitives, and Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. This was supposed to come on Friday, by the way. So this showing up here on Monday was a very, very big surprise for me. I had no idea this was going to show up today. I had a different video planned, um, but this is kind of how it went. For those of you that got the bundle, or Jared who's waiting for the bundle to come, then this is what it'll look like when you put it in your shelving. So streams us reading passages from books. Yeah. Well, I'll get like glasses and like just put them down over our nose like that. Do the Bob Newhart thing, and no, if it was a Bob Newhart thing, I'd be like, hello, oh, hey, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do the Bob Newhart thing. I used to do that. Like I grew up like watching a lot of like stand up comedy and I guess sit down comedy too, but I used to watch people like Bob Newhart and well, Bob Newhart was a favorite of mine because he did the telephone conversation. And if you've ever watched like a Bob Newhart series, because most of them are named like Bob Newhart or Bob Newhart, then you'll notice that he does like you'll get like calls where he'll have this real converse and he'll have these awkward pauses. He's the master of the awkward pause. I'm a huge Bob Newhart fan. I remember going to like some stand-up places when I was young, actually sneaking in while I was actually way too young, and getting to see some of the masters like Williams and people like that. So that was an incredible time. New Cowboy is coming up with Nathan Jones. There you go, guys. Make sure you check that out because I would definitely be checking it out. Have you ever seen the SNL parody? Oh yeah. Candygram. Hey, Candygram. Are you sure you're not that land shark? No, no, ma'am. It's UNICEF. It's it's UNICEF. So you're not a land shark then, are you? Yeah, I grew up on Saturday Night Live. There was this big book of of Saturday Night Live, and it had like a lot of like skits and like done in there. They had stuff, and they had the land shark skit, and of course they had the infamous like Bates Motel skit. You know, the Bates Motel, Bates School of Hotel Management. Uh, there as well. Yeah, it's all crossing over. I have not seen the new War of the World series yet, Nathan. I got to check it out. Is that the first episode coming out, or is it like a new episode and I'm just way behind on CBC? See, I did not know that was on CBC, and I have the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I thought I'd be working there. First one, okay, perfect. Uh, I am a huge. Obviously, I'm from Canada, so I grew up lit watching CBC, and I actually did like a lot of the programming. So I watched all those Seeing Things and King of Kensington's. When he walks down the street, he smiles at everyone. The good thing, raccoons run with us, right? That I'm not going to say. Well, I'm on the original War of the Worlds. I love the original War of the Worlds. I'm a huge fan of the film. I even liked it when it was made over and they called it Independence Day. But no, I like the original War of the Worlds a lot. It's was an excellent series, and well, actually, excellent film. And I did like the TV series that came on in like the late 80s, early 90s as well, with Jared Martin, who you guys know him. I'm a big Dallas fan, so yep, Jared Martin, Dusty Farlow, who you got Volume 1 of Raccoons? I love that show. Raccoons, by the way, guys, was a cartoon series here in Canada. It was really popular, actually, pretty much worldwide. And it has, and it was done by Kevin Gillis, who actually was, before that, he made a kids like exercise show called Yes You Can. I don't have the TV series, unfortunately, on Northern Lights. I would like to have the TV series of War of the Worlds. It ran 2 seasons, 2 drastically different seasons with actually different aliens. The Martians are only the aliens, like big alien race for the first season. That's changed in the second season, where this alien race comes down and completely like dominates them, and they set it like a little while in the future. Needless to say, I have eclectic taste as we go talking from War of the Worlds to Kevin Gillis' Raccoons to pretty much everything to the TV series War of the Worlds. But no, I love it. I love what they did with the Criterion. It looks really sexy. It's one of the best looking Criterion releases I've seen in a long time. You didn't enjoy a good War of the Worlds to scare the pants off some today? Some dude, you don't need War of the Worlds nowadays, Nathan. Because let's be honest, every day we wake up and we reach over to grab our phone, we're like, do I want to do this? Do I want to look today? Is the air on fire? Is that what's going to happen today? Is the air on fire? Is Sharknado going to be real? Uh, because that's sadly the world we live in. It'd be so hard, like, to scare people nowadays. Like, it was brilliant, and it just goes to show, like, what an amazingly, like, hey there, like, what an amazingly time it was, like, back then. Well, not always in a good way, but like that it was so simple that like a radio broadcast would be something that would that would like freak people out. Nowadays, literally, they say, you know what, aliens probably exist. We kind of got proof of that, and you know what happens in the news? People don't. It just passes people by. People barely noticed it. That happened this year. People barely noticed it. So if you did miss that in the news, then yeah. David Lynch's weather reports. They are pretty scary. But as a guy that did go in for journalism initially, I will tell you right now, you should listen to media because they should scare you because that's kind of what it does. You prefer fictional horror, Mars Attacks. I like Mars Attacks actually. It's a fun film. It's important to not let yourself get too down, but it's important to be to keep aware. Keep aware. That's my seriousness for today. For Alien Master. Oh, aliens are not going to touch this place. Are you serious? Can you imagine being an alien and looking down on like this year? And we're like, it would be like basically, are we ready to invade the humans? And then they'll look down and be like, yeah, we're good. We're good. No. Your partner loves true crime. My mother actually is a huge true crime fan. She was like really into reading like the Ted Bundy books, the True Detective stuff, really kind of grotesque stuff. Actually, what was in it. So my mom's pretty brave with that type of stuff. My dad's more like the gothic horror and stuff like that. They should make a Close Encounters of the Third Kind sequel. I don't think so. I mean, I think that one kind of stands on its own. Uh, it's not a film that I can think. There's a lot of movies that they probably could make sequels of, but I don't think that's one of them. I could see them remaking it down the road. but I don't see the use of it. Like, I mean, like you can remake anything, right? Is DVD sort of like analog compared to Blu-ray? Huh? I say I like DVD. But well, it's 4K like analog compared to Blu-ray. I guess is another way to put that. Is the Ray in 4K, not blue? The Ray? Oh, 4K. Okay, I get it. The ET script was supposed to be a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, then got turned into ET. Good decision, actually. Because tonally, they're very different. Even are the lizard people living in our hollow earth. You know, Dave, what's scary is you're going to get like, somebody's going to come out here one of these days, and they're going to say, yes, the lizard people. Dave's right. Uh, that's why I'm very careful about what I say. See, I think there's a lot of good DVDs, so I think there's still, like, I collect all formats. Did I ever play? I did. I'm old enough to have played the ET game from Atari. I have an Atari upstairs, actually. I bought one last year because I collect retro gaming systems as well. We don't talk about it on here because anytime I talk about gaming on my channel, I get 200 less viewers. So I know it frustrates the heck out of me, but it's true. It's something that I like to talk about, but I don't get to do. I remember when Xbox put it like that. ET documentary was really good. ET the game documentary. You know the best Atari game? I'm going to say it right now. Tutankhamun. I love Tutankhamun. You got to go to the press opening of ET right in Universal. I'm jealous, and you were spoiled as a kid. But good for your parents. That's pretty awesome. Your mom's favorite Atari was Stampede. Talk about video games in your Patreon. Actually, I might do that in one of my Patreon videos. You Patreon guys like actually help to like decide what we watch. I'm kind of bummed that nobody's picked like have it had us like watch like a really bad wrestling pay per view and actually do a commentary on that yet because that's coming on Patreon. I'm telling you right now. I saw ET at the same theater that I saw the Dario Argento films at because it was a big deal that they actually got ET. They got ET there. I remember they got Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer, and of course Dario Argento's Deep Red, Profondo and of course Tenebrae. You're born in the '80s. Well, that's a good time to be born. '80s is a fantastic era. I was talking about it with Vanessa earlier today. That like the '80s is definitely. I was born in the '70s. I was a teenager, like I was preteen and teen in the '80s. I had the best of both worlds, like literally like the best of both worlds, because I got the '70s, so I got like the real cool like indie kind of film type of thing, and just this really kind of like different grassroots gritty type music coming out of the '60s and the kind of like the countercultural era, and coming to the '80s with its flashy one hit wonders and cool clothes and music and slasher films and blockbusters. Uh, so literally, like the time that I grew up was literally, you know, basically like what I consider, I may be biased though, like the great time to be like to grow up in the best era for to grow up in. If you're a movie fan and if you're like a music fan, if you're a movie and music fan, like fantastic growing up in the '70s and '80s. If you grew up in the '90s, oh, I'm so sorry, uh, because yeah, um, movies are pretty. You got some pretty good movies in the '90s. Music, you got screwed over. You got screwed over a lot. Like I like some '90s music, but you did get compared to the last 2 decades. They messed you up. They did. We're going to give you Nirvana and a bunch of other things. See, there's the thing. Yeah, but what happened with Nirvana, Kubrick? What happened with Nirvana? Come on. He died. And then we're left with a bunch of like Nirvana wannabe bands. So if you don't like, like 13 Wolfman doesn't like Nirvana, right? So if you don't like Nirvana, then you're stuck with the bands like Nirvana that weren't as good as Nirvana. And if you do like Nirvana, then you're stuck with the subpar bands that aren't as good as Nirvana. Yeah, they were definitely the best at what they did. Smells Like Teen Spirit is an amazing song. Green Day killed the whole like music like game thing. There was like Rock Band and Rock Band 2 and Guitar Hero, and like there's even like there's SingStar and SingStar ABBA, and then like, oh, by the way, and now we're putting a Rock Band Green Day, and all the music games died. Oh, I'm not saying that about him. I'm just saying, just think about it. That's true. He died. I don't know. I'm not a big. I will disagree with you on Soundgarden. I love Chris Cornell on his own. I was not a big fan of him with Soundgarden. Um, but then again, here's the thing. I I am older. I have a beard. Not a lot of hair. Well, the ones that I have, mine are their own. But but so some of this stuff is probably gonna be lost on me, and that's the truth of the matter. Much in the same way that when I was growing up, and I brought home the Breakfast Club for my to show like my dad and show my stepmom, and I was so excited because I'd seen it so many times, and I was super stoked, and I wanted to show them the Breakfast Club. I thought, oh, this is it. This is like a movie to define a generation. It really speaks to me. It speaks like to how I feel. And they were so bored, and they went to get tea and make snacks so many times during the Breakfast Club. They were super bored by it. I don't know a lot of that music, unfortunately. Like some of it I know, like, but I don't know a lot of it. You got to remember, I was kind of like a cross between like a geek, which I still am, like a movie kind of a movie guy, and and then like a skateboarder, like a type. That was me. That was me growing up, and I never got to skateboard in my hometown ever. I had to like go out of town to do it. Like I really love the music that goes right now. There's a lot of good music right now. You'd be surprised at stuff that I listen to. Also, that's why I know Babes in Thailand. Okay, you've been enjoying YouTuber Bill McClintock's pop and rock mashups. I haven't seen them, so I'll check it out. Bjork the '90s, Beck the '90s, Massive Attack '90s, Portishead the '90s, Imperial, Veruca Salt. Okay, Missy Elliott. Yeah, respect there, man. Shonen Knife. I Can I lie? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm okay on Bjork. Like I can take or leave. Beck, okay, but really Beck. Uh, you guys have some. Nate, see, Nathan's way younger, so he gets like the Portishead and Master Attack and Bjork. The Prodigy. Slap the. Yeah, I remember the Prodigy. Um, yeah, I just had to get stuck with those Stucky bands, like people coming out like Madonna and George Michael, the Police and Sting and guys like that. So, damn. Oh no. And Prince. So, see, you mentioned a lot of good bands, but here's the thing: the people that I mentioned are legendary. uh, like they paved the way. You worked at a record. I would have loved to work at a record store. I had the perfect personality for a record store. I was like, who's seen Clerks? Everybody? So, no, Dave, gotta watch Clerks. So, anyway, I would have been Randall. That would have been me. Honestly, I worked at a couple stores. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much Randall. So, Skelter, uh, that was me. That was me. That's that was me at a when I worked at pretty much at my mom's store. I was pretty much Randall. Empire Records was fantastic. I love Empire Records. High Fidelity. They got a new TV series, High Fidelity, which I have not seen yet, which is supposed to be amazing, by the way. But after the video, it'll be in the comments section. Talk about 90s music. Yeah, you're gonna get a heck of a lot of that, guys. I like 90s music. I just grew up in the 80s. Just like don't grab me like that. I do like 90s stuff. I just like to have fun with these videos. Did I ever play Sega? My better half's a Sega person. A she was not a like a Nintendo person. Oh, third Whipman just came in. It's worth checking out. I hear it's really good. Iffy on this artwork. I can only show a bit of this artwork. It's Massacre Dinosaur. And pew 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 pew. I make the pew. I have the cape. I make the swish noise. Pew pew pew. Some people get that joke. Some people won't. So Rick Nels from Cheap Trick Judge and air guitar contest. That's gotta be kind of awesome. And my better half did. She grew up like Sega. I was a Nintendo person. She was a Sega person. How did we ever get together? But sorry. But yeah, I had like a Nintendo, and I would rent like a Sega, so I would play them both. Much like now, like I got a like upstairs. I got a Switch, I got an Xbox One, I got a PS4. When the new consoles come out and they've proven themselves, I'll have a PS5, I'll have an Xbox Series X. I don't know whatever the heck the next thing Nintendo puts out, because all Nintendo has to say is we're putting a new console. I'm like, are you really? And they'll say there's going to be Zelda and there's going to be Super Mario's on it, and I'll be like, yes, yes, I'm there. Thank you very much. Fist bump for Red Raven for the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. I think there's some games like Kubrick, especially nowadays, that might kind of win you over. Things like The Last of Us, definitely. I love the Infamous games; those are really cool. And of course, Uncharted. Who doesn't like Uncharted? Like that. And there's some really good Resident Evil ones. Got to get the right ones though. That's a different one. Not sure if you want Cruelest Shouts, but you want Primitives. I'm like so different. Like I literally almost canceled my order. My better half literally talked me out of it. And I said, maybe I'll just get the Cruelest bundle. Maybe I won't get the other two because they're cannibal films. And I'm not the biggest on cannibal films. And then she said, yeah, but don't you want the bundle? And I was like, yes, I kind of do. Oh, God of War. God of War's amazing. I I don't know if I've played all the PS4 one though. I gotta get through that. I love the Spider-Man PS4 game because you love DC and Marvel. Well, it's supposed to go on top of a toilet, like the thing you put down. So you put it on the top part, that you flip up, the lid. That's what we call it, the lid, toilet lid. There we go. So this, yeah, the cover. There we go. This will be for Morocco. I'm going to go actually talking back into it too. There's only one thing that disappointed me is that the Sharkomania was changed to Cruel Jaws. Not quite sure why that is. You worked at Toys R Us. You and Nathan had the cool jobs. I had like this. I had like newspaper routes, and I worked at like call centers, and just like drug running and stuff like that. Just joking on the drug running thing. I did not do that. Or did I? Did I sneak something in? Initially, I had planned to wear this like a bandana, like a do-rag type of thing during this video. And kind of do a, what you gonna do when Sharkomania runs wild on you type of thing. But it says Cruel Jaws and not Sharkomania. So that kind of canceled that. Then I realized, I don't know how to tie a bandana. Not even joking. I really don't. Never really wore one. Drug running, gun running, all that type of stuff, man, Nathan. All the cool stuff. Unironically, I come from a family of like ne'er-do-wells. On one side. But really nice people. You learn a bit too much about Aaron today, aren't you? You picked up the two magazines, Scary Monsters and Remorque. Excellent, Dave. Let me know what you think of them. I haven't been able to read much of them yet. There's some really good articles in Scary Monster magazine. Like, obviously, Remorque, is going to be fantastic. It's Remorque. But Scary Monsters, it's been a while since I read one of those, and I was really impressed with what's in there. 70. See, I had argued with he's not here today, Logan. Logan Toxic. So he's a 70s guy. And he's like, me and him would argue about movies and music. He was like, 70s is a better era. And I'm like, no man, the 80s movies are. But he was like, but The Exorcist. And I'm like, and? But yeah. He's like, Jaws. I'm like, Jaws is fantastic. It's a great films. But I still prefer the 80s. I'm very much a fan of 2.0 fan, Craig. It's just I can't get it around here. You have to order it online, and the only place that I was able to ever get one at was at a comic book shop that was supposed to put me on for a subscription. Hey there, Chris, for Fangoria, and my Fangorias never came in, and finally one came in, and I never heard from them again. So Fangorias cost $20 this year, by the way. I would love if they would put it in. I know they're going online and stuff, but I would love to see more in stores. 4K of Doubters of Darkness comes out in a couple weeks. Ooh, nice. That's expensive, man. That's like 50 something bucks or 60. You adore the 80s music. Equals nobody gave me a chance to prattle on or yak on about it. There is amazing 80s music. Have a great night there, Vanessa. Hopefully have a fantastic time. I'll even forgive you for what you said in the book. Have a good evening. What Blu-rays that have been announced in recent weeks am I most excited about? Vinegar Syndrome's November bundle announcement is the thing that excites me most right now. Hands down. When I was in college, one of the very first things that I ever rented on VHS was a little movie called Whodunit. It was on VHS. It had a beat up box. I put it into the VCR. It was scratchy and it wasn't very the quality wasn't good, but I really had fun with it. It was low budget, it was cheesy, it was Agatha Christie's, like it was a weird twist on Agatha Christie's, you know, and then there were none. Needless to say, it was an interesting watch. Beastmaster, Don Coscarelli, huge fan of that. I'm a Giallo fan, and the three Giallo films in the new box set are definitely more well known, and I think will please Giallo fans more than the people that got the first box set and were kind of like a little bit like bothered by the fact that it wasn't so Giallo-esque. But the three ones in the new box set and Forgotten Giallo's number two are definitely much more Giallo-esque than the first one. I did order the bundle, Death Bomb. I ordered the November bundle, and I ordered the T-shirt, Fade to Black T-shirt too, because for those that don't know, and you do because you watch my channel, I'm a huge Fade to Black fan. There's no way I could not get that T-shirt. Not 70s movie with murder in the title. No, not untrue, actually. You used to work across the street from Farmer John's where the 1976 Carrie Slaughterhouse. Oh, nice. I love the Carrie films. I'm a huge Brian De Palma fan, for those that don't know or they're new here. I'm a really big Brian De Palma fan. Like, how much of a Brian De Palma fan am I? I like Obsession more than I like Vertigo. I had to watch just in case the movie gods decide to strike me down. I would love to have got the October bundle as well. I was so tempted, but I just couldn't do it. I could barely afford to get the November bundle. I do want the other ones because I want, obviously I want to get the Adam Ant film and I want to get that other like Spanish horror film as well, Grave Robbers. Obsession's definitely worth seeing. It's Cliff Robertson. It's very much like Vertigo. You know, like a lot of Brian De Palma things are like homages to Hitchcock, right? But this is very much so. Let's say 70s and 60s movies would be more shocking. Different, grittier. I wouldn't say more shocking because you definitely got some shocking stuff in the 80s as well. You get shocking stuff in every generation. Cemetery of Terrors, I'm very excited about actually. I wonder if like that like one of those like bonus ones, so the ones that we don't know, in the Vinegar Syndrome bundle for November, might be like the third one by that director. Sisters, Phantom of the Paradise. You're warming up Dress to Kill is fun. I mean, Dress to Kill is like it's literally it's a giallo. It is like it's the North American giallo. Body Double is my favorite. That's the one Videodrome that I initially got into. Nathan, have a fantastic day. I'm glad that you finally came in. We forgot to do the welcome for you, but definitely I will talk to you again soon, and we will get together because me and Nathan, we're going to do a video together in the future. He asked me on Film Journey, and it's just me that's finding it hard to get like the scheduling done, but we'll work it out because I'm very excited to go on Nathan's channel. Body Double is different. Body Double's got like Frankie Goes Hollywood Relax like song in it, which is fantastic. You got Craig Wasson. You got a very small role by Lane Davies from Santa Barbara. If you're a soap opera fan, watch for him at the first of the film. Just such a cool film. And again, Deborah Shelton. So Deborah Shelton could come on this, could sit down in a chair and read for like 3 hours, and I would so buy that. I would buy that. Just, she's got the most gorgeous eyes in movies, in film. She's got the most gorgeous eyes in film. Have a great evening, Nathan. I look forward to it too. Deborah Shelton. Be still my beating heart. Not too still though. Let's not go. You keep hoping Vinegar Cinema will release Phantom of the Mall. You and me both, Death Bomb. Eric's Revenge. Miss Barbara Crampton. Yeah, you don't want to miss Barbara Crampton scene. You really don't want to miss Barbara Crampton scene. It feels like a driller, killer, thriller. I love that. Actually, it's like, dude, I may use that title sometime in a future video. Driller, killer. I love that. Driller, killer, thriller. They're like a classy cultural slumber party massacre. What about the movie called Back to the Beach? That's Frank Avalon when he kind of redid the beach party movies for the 80s. I had a lot of fun with that. I saw it in theater, actually. A super underrated musical as well. For those of you that don't know, I'm a huge musical fan. For those of you that don't know, I like some of that dear music stuff, you know. Uh, sorry. Uh, Eric's Revenge by Arrow. They did put out other. I would love to see Eric's Revenge. I love that film. Paramount is playing a lot of Blu-ray. Like Paramount's doing their Paramount Pictures. Their what's that? Paramount Presents, Paramount, whatever it's called. You know, the Paramount label that they got now. Really sexy. I haven't seen any of them. Uh, oh, Summer School being an excellent release. Summer School is one of those like '80s like comedy films that is beloved by like horror fans because you know they got a couple of horror fans in it and they do like some special effects and that. So it's always one that like a lot of horror fans reference. Put out it on 4K. Like the new one or the old one? I'll be honest, either way, I'm kind of meh on that. Summer School got you in horror before you even saw real horror. So there you go. I would be much more excited to see Mommy Dearest on on 4K. Hey there, Brian. Because Mommy Dearest is like a camp classic. Footloose, that deserves a really good release. Why don't they just do it like they did with like Grease and put like Footloose and Footloose like the remake on there? Uh, did anybody watch the remake of Footloose? You cannot hate the song Footloose. It's not allowed. I will tie you down, Brian, and make you watch it until you like it. I make a good, terrific horror host. Baron Von Aaron. I like that actually. Thank you, Craig. There's one thing I did like about the remake, and I will agree it's not a good film. Uh, is as a theater guy and a guy that can appreciate dance, um, the dance work in the Footloose remake is pretty damn incredible. I'll give it that. Like I'm not a fan of like the Blake Shelton version of Footloose, the kind of countrified version of the song, and I kind of prefer like the original angry dance song as opposed to the new one. The new one's got a bit of coolness to it, but but the guy and like yeah, and you know Julie Hoff, they're dancing, incredible, like incredible dancing in that film. Like watch Footloose for the movie, the original for the movie, and like the original soundtrack. Watch the remake for the dance work because the dance work's incredible. And that's one thing I don't think it gets like enough credit for, because it's not easy to get like actual. Just watch the beginning of of Night Killer, and then you realize, hey, there's Jesse, man, welcome, man, and then you'll understand how bad dancing can get, and then go watch good dancing. Well, and not just Kevin Bacon. I mean, Laurie Singer's in it too, and she's, you know, the recent Death to This YouTube video about slasher is really good. By the way, if you haven't checked it out, I watched it today, and when Brian talks about don't go in the house, that made me crack up because he's 100% right about who would go in that house with that guy, because he's not exactly the most like trusting guy. He's not like the type of guy you'd go in a house with. I grew up like watching Fame. There's another thing. There's another plus for the 80s. We had Fame. You want fame? Well, fame costs. And right here is where you start paying in sweat. Don't Go in the House is about $100? Are you serious? So here's Massacre 2 and Hard to Die. Oh, thank you for mentioning those. I want to talk about those one day. For those that don't know, there was a series of sorority house films, right? So there's Sorority House Massacre 1, which is pretty much, it's kind of like, sort of like a knockoff of like, of Halloween, or Halloween 2, really. Um, or 4, really. A bit of 4, but Halloween 1, 2, and 4 put in together. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. But then Sorority House Massacre 2 came out. And oh my god, it is cheesy greatness. If you've never seen it, check it out. It is cheesy, cheesy greatness. And then they made a third film. And the third film was not even called Sorority House Massacre 2. It wasn't even Massacre in the title. It was bafflingly named Hard to Die. And has an action like cover on it. Like just like sexy girl in kind of an action pose. It's not an action movie. It's like the third Sorority House Massacre film. And by the way, if you've never seen them, and you, like the sequences that they take are from Slumber Party Massacre, so not from Sorority House Massacre. What are my thoughts on UK Dawn of the Dead not coming to North America? I'm actually kind of disappointed. Because I definitely want to get that, and I would love to have the soundtracks as well. But in a way, I'm kind of like relieved. Hey there, Dustin. Because honestly, I probably couldn't have afforded it. Like, well, what's the name for which one? Red Raven? Like the Sorority House Massacre 2, and the third one was called Hard to Die. See, I'm Canadian and I talk fast sometimes. It's because secretly we're all bred in that in case of an emergency, we can become auctioneers. So, there's this Canadian secret. We drink it in our maple syrup. Like the Muck Machine, man. I totally forgot about him. I used to love that. Uh, I never had any marker machines. See, I was raised with my grandparents, and they were like really awesome. When I retire, will I buy and live in an avocado farm? No, avocado farm. Yeah, man. Hey, I got a question. Do you love avocados? Um, Actually, when I retire, I'm teaching film. That's my retirement. Is I'm going to be teaching a film class, like in all seriousness, and studying movies, and hopefully writing and podcasting and doing this. Am I a fan of the Slumber Party Massacre series? Very much so. I love all 4 of them. There's a 4th one, right? I'm trying to think. There's the 4th one, like an unofficial 4th one, but there's 3, like initially that I got. I'm trying to remember. I thought there was a 4th one. Maybe there's the first one, which is the original one. There's a second one where baby, do you like my sound? Let's buzz. And then there's part 3 where the killer's a mystery. Maybe there's not a 4th one. I mixed that up. Would I write another movie script? It would take a lot for me to do. As for those that don't know, I wrote some scripts. I got paid for them. One of them got made. I wrote 5, and the company made the first film, and the pretty much took the money from the first film that they made, and they went into a different direction. And you have to you got to go on like the basically video, whatever it's called, archive, to actually even find the website that had my first film. But it would take a lot. Like I would like to do something with film. I don't know if I'd be able to write right now, but I wouldn't mind. If it would be exploitation. It would be like definitely horror genre exploitation stuff. It would be definitely a throwback. Oh, the Cheerleader Massacre. Remember those? They had these Cheerleader Massacre films, and they were like so bad, like Digital Blood, and like uh, so weird. What did I think of Dead? Was there a Dead Silence too? Or are you asking me what I would think of Dead? I love Dead Silence, so I would like to say Dead Silence too. That's the one with Mary Shaw, right? She was like the puppeteer. Where if it's a space movie? Because in space, there's always a full moon. Hey Jesse, maybe you should write that one. Did I like what they did with my script? No, I didn't. They took it They took it the lead character, which took out approximately 45 minutes of the film, which brought it down to like 15 or 20 minutes long. It was like only a 70 or 80-minute film in the first place. Actually, let me think. 88 minutes long, because a minute per page. Um, but it made very little sense. And aside from one girl that I thought was pretty good, the rest of the actors, eh. There's so many, like, there's a lot of good movies. Like, when I kid about the 90s and stuff when I was before, but there's a lot of good movies in the 90s, 2000s that were overlooked. And one thing I'm gonna say, like people say stuff about Scream Factory and Chef Factory, but they like definitely like revived like interest in like 90s horror. Like, cause there's so much like out there that's actually really good that just got bypassed because pretty much the 80s had pretty much glutted the whole thing, and people were just like were getting fatigue from it. So many films that were good just got overlooked. I have to find it first. I would do that though. I would definitely like watch the movie that I made, and it would be hilarious because it was hilarious the first time I watched it because I literally had to go in and I had to go buy printer paper for one because when I started to watch it I was like, what the hell is this? Is am I sure this is the right film? Is this the one I wrote? So I printed off the script. Exploding Heads podcast for their 100th episode they did for the best films of the decade. I'll definitely check it out. I'll see if it gets my stamp of approval. The Hell Knight Blue got delivered. Hell Knight is excellent. I love Hell Knight. Check that out, by the way. All the features are really good on Hell Knight. What do you think? What do you think, Sharky? Huh? Co-host. But the killer smile. Hell Knight is fantastic. Do we like Hell Knight? We do. Do we love Hell Knight? Is Linda Blair super cute in Hell Knight? Yeah. Does it shoot water? Yes, it shoots water. There's where you put the water in right there. With red punch. That's a good idea, actually. Of course, I will probably never put water in this because I don't want to. Tis a collector's edition. It's like that. It's like that Star Wars thing from like Saturday Night Live with all your new like Star Wars figures that you can play with, or leave them in the box. Yeah, I'm actually joking. I'm a total kid. I am gonna spray my better half of this later on. Didn't get the shark, but you got the spider. But you wanted the spider. Oh, the spider was nice. I missed out on that. She's not here tonight, but Emily, too, comes on here a bit too. She got the spider. I know that. That was really cool. There's a whole bunch of us watching this 13 Wolfman. I haven't seen him in a while. Actually, 13 Wolfman's been doing the 31 Days Horror, which guys you should check out because anybody that's been doing the 31 Days Horror on their channel, please feel free to let people know here and pimp it out because sometimes we got people in there that are new that don't know that a lot of you guys here are YouTubers and podcasters. So there's so many good people on here, from Daniel's Cobwebs to Brian Sowers, Just the Disc and Pure Cinema, and now Just the Disc YouTube channel, to Kubrick Lover, to 13 Wolfman, to AME, to all you guys that are doing like some amazing stuff there on YouTube. Have I seen Summer Fear? I do. I did actually. I would love to have that Blu-ray that he put out though. It looks really cool. Doing a horror series, but not every day. I'm thinking of Twitch too. I might go into Twitch. One thing I'm thinking about doing, and I will let you know. Got to see the picture. Um, is I am, because in ways to like hopefully eventually be able to do this, because when I move away from here, um, then it's going to be different, like as in like work wise. So this may be more of a serious thing. Um, so I will be. I wrote in the Amazon type thing. Well, I did. I'm doing up like a little like the sheet to like the Amazon affiliate program. So if I see a cool movie or a cool deal going on, I will. If I'm talking about the film, I will sometimes link the Amazon link down in the description box down below, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate that. I seriously do. If you're it's a movie that you're going to grab anyway, um, feel free to hit the link. It takes like 90 days or so before like Amazon actually comes in with anything, but it's just something to reach out to try and to better and like bring up the like the channel and like revenue and stuff like that. I'm a little nervous about when we move, because this is going to be like part of my large part of my revenue stream when we start, because I'll be moving to a place where I got to learn the whole language. So and I'll be doing like some teaching, and some of the teaching is that doesn't pay a lot, or some stuff like if it's at like a school that like kind of like a smaller school or a boarding school, I'm going to be doing some pro bono teaching as well. So this is going to be extremely important at that point. So that's why I'm going to be working on like the podcast next year, and I've been putting in like time and a half like on the channel on purpose, in hopes that people see it and like it and appreciate it. And you guys are awesome. Um, but yeah, so like I like literally I work like the regular 8 hour day, and then I usually watch a film, or I'll like watch multiple films, or read on some films, and then I make a video. So in between that, I haven't don't have much for life. So am I going to learn Arabic? Well, you don't really need to. I'll probably pick up some along the way. Like you pick up little things here and there, because you're in, like they speak a lot of French over in Morocco, and they got like kind of like especially in Marrakesh, you got this kind of like French Moroccan like almost like a hybrid like language that is pretty much over there. Thank you, Jared. Thank you so much, guys. So I'll be learning French basically, and hopefully some other stuff I'll pick up along the way, and I'll keep you guys informed, because you guys go man the journey with me. I when I go over there, I am thanks to the internet, I'm going to be able to like make my videos. We do have good internet over there, like really good. So I will be able to make my videos over there. So I'll be doing live videos over there as well, and some pre-tape stuff. You'll be able to see me in a whole new area. You can we'll do some out and about stuff. We'll do some filming over in Morocco. We'll get to see some different places together. Have I seen Funny Man? I love Funny Man. I love that little song at the end of it too. Funny Man, by the way, guys, what Brian Trash has talked about, is a movie that's Christopher Lee in it. Actually, it's actually really fun. Am I going to the south of France? I'm going to Morocco, like Marrakesh. That's where I'm going to live. But I'll definitely be going through France. Yeah, because we have. I think our uncle has like a little place in France that people can go to. I'm missing some of your comments there. You've seen Scream Factory Blu-rays at your local Dollar Tree. Jason, grab those, man. What's long? Oh, thank you. Sorry, man. It's been a long time since I was in Casablanca. Like I got it up there, like the big set, but I definitely gotta watch it again. My better half, her sister, actually lives in Casablanca. She makes these amazing cakes. I wonder if I can show you. Let me just see. Hold on. And when I say amazing, I'm not joking, like even remotely. Because like she's like incredible. Like she's an artist. So let me see if I can find it for you. Because really, it is really worth seeing. Like, not even joking, guys. Like, she's been in magazines and everything. So, like I say, so this here would just be like, just like standard stuff. Like, even like the flowers and the leaves, all that are made by her too. Like, that's like, sugar base. But she does some really cool stuff. Recently, she did this like Pokemon ball, and oh, that's like, yeah, and that's just the start. Like, the stuff that she does is incredible. And that was for like a magazine article that she was focused in. But does great stuff. I was very disappointed with Pie Wacket. I haven't seen that one yet. I don't think. Has my better ever seen Casablanca? She's seen it, like probably seen it too many times. I asked her if there was a Rick's Place. Hey there, Pinga. Because I was thinking about like doing like, hey, maybe I can make a Rick's Place. Maybe I can go to Morocco and make a Rick's Place. But apparently there already is a Rick's Place. I like someday I see Scream Factory. It's got to be the right one though. Tim and Eric's $1 movie. Well, you missed out. Actually, almost over. But I'm glad you came in. Uh, but Cruel Jaws or Jaws 5. Yeah, here in Canada, a dollar, we go to a dollar store to buy like a basically buy $1 movie. They actually cost you like $2.50 or $3. Primrose, and I gotta kind of cover this one a bit. Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, and of course the incredible novelization of Cruel Jaws. And Sharky, my new co-host. What do you think, Sharky? Okay. Sharky just told me. What? Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, you want to see the title of the thing? Right here, dude. It's actually pretty freaking awesome. When I see the Cruel Jaws novel actually was actually just made, just done. It's kind of like a neat little kind of a joke thing. Well, not really a joke thing because it actually is a real novel. But it's like they actually commissioned the guy to make a novel for Cruel Jaws, which I think is brilliant. And here is the Cruel Jaws kind of like a bandana, which was supposed to say Sharkomania initially, but they changed that. Not quite sure why that was changed. Maybe they're worried about WWE suing them or something like that. I understand that. Actually, she will because the other thing is, Pinga, marine biologists love shark films. So, like a lot of things, like she'll say no, but marine biologists loving shark films, she's definitely, yeah. Like the downstairs washroom in Morocco. It's gonna in our condo. It's gonna go to there. have it planned already. She hasn't seen it yet. See, this is probably the first time I've actually been able to, like in a while, been able to just really come down and unbox something, like literally not look at it, because I just did it right after work with you guys. So my better half is kind of excited to see Cruel Jaws because she hasn't seen any of this stuff yet, and she's kind of interested in seeing it. So you know what that means. At 90 minutes, any news on Black Emmanuel set? Not yet, but as soon as I know something, you will know something. I wonder if that's going to come out during November. Because after all, November the 25th, the November severance sale is, after all, Black Friday. And if you're putting out Black Emmanuel set, Black Friday seems like the right time to do it, doesn't it? I'm Aaron. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I sincerely do. Every time I go back up when super chat happens and I tell my better half, she gets excited. It's hope is what it is. This is my movie library. You guys are the Call of Cinema. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see you here soon. Well, again tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about. I'll tell you tomorrow. Isn't this fun? The spontaneity of it. I'll see you soon.